Hello and welcome back. Today's video is going to be about my 10 least used eyeshadow palettes in my collection, and I actually really like all of these, which is very sad, but for some reason I just don't reach for them very often. A lot of these I've noticed are mini palettes, so I don't know, I got really into buying mini palettes this year, but I'm realizing I'm just not reaching for them as much compared to other palettes in my collection. So hopefully I will put these to good use, and let's get into it. First up is this mini Norvina palette. This is the mini volume 1. And these are really nice colors. I did a ranking mini palettes video at the beginning of the year, and I just said this formula is not my favorite. I do prefer the original Anastasia formula, like in the Soft Glam and the Sultry palette. Although I do like these shades. I don't love the two shimmers, but the mattes are quite nice. And when I have used this palette, I do enjoy it, so I don't know. I think I have a lot of colorful palettes, so there's just kind of a few go-tos that I have. Therefore, I don't use this one a lot. The next two are also mini palettes, and these are the Fenty Snap Shadows. I don't know why I don't use these. The quality is quite nice on these. This is the cool one, and I don't have a lot of cool tones in my collection, which is kind of why I really wanted this one. These two shades are very identical to each other though. I don't know. Like I said, there's not really good reason as to why I don't reach for these. This one I have used a little bit more. This is the pink one. It's called Rose. These colors I really do like, and I do use pink eyeshadow pretty regularly. I would say I have used this one more than the other one, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's like I don't love the packaging. I don't know why. It is sleek and small, but I don't know, something about the packaging doesn't scream to me. Maybe that's part of it. I'm not sure. I do enjoy the quality of these palettes, so let's see what else is on this list. More mini palettes. And I love Juvias. It is one of my favorite formulas. This is the Berries. This is gorgeous. I love this. These got pushed to the back of a drawer, so maybe that's why I haven't used them. Yeah, I did a review on these and I used them maybe 2 or 3 times after that, and I haven't touched them since, which is really sad. This is the Violets, and this one is beautiful. These are some pretty unique colors in my collection, and I love purple eyeshadow. It's pretty sad. Yeah, these got pushed to the back of a drawer, but I'm noticing a bit of a trend in that a lot of the palettes I don't reach for are very monochromatic. Therefore, the amount of looks that you can do are pretty limited with them, and you have to really be in the mood for, example, a very purple look to use this palette, whereas other palettes in my collection have a wider amount of colors, and I just feel like I can do a bit more with them. Again, the quality is fantastic. Juvias is one of my favorite brands, but yeah, these are definitely my least used by Juvias. I have one other one by Juvias in here, and all the rest of my Juvias palettes I use pretty regularly. This is the Warrior 2, and I think the reason this one hasn't been used much is because I much prefer the shimmer formula than the matte formula by Juvias, and this is an all matte palette. I actually really do like having all matte palettes, and I have a few others that I use a lot more, but I think I've only used this 3 or 4 times ever, which is quite sad. There's a lot of variety here. You got warm tones, some grays, some warm browns. I mean, I have no complaints, but yeah, I tend to reach for Juvias when I want a very foiled metallic look, I've realized, and my other palettes by them have shimmer shades. This is the only all matte palette by Juvias that I have. And yeah, unfortunately, this one has been really neglected. The next palette is from Boxycharm, and this was the bonus palette that I got when I signed up at the beginning of the year. This is by Pretty Vulgar. This is the Nightingale palette, and I talked about this in my best cool toned eyeshadow palettes video I did several months ago. The quality on this is fantastic. It's a beautiful formula, very pigmented, smooth. Again, I'm not sure exactly why I'm not using this one, other than I don't wear cool tones that much. When I wear neutrals, I do mostly wear warm tones, but these are fantastic, and I definitely want to use this palette more. You know, the quality is really, really good. So hopefully this one I will put to some good use soon. All right, this next one is really sad because I actually had completely forgotten I even had this palette until recently when I was looking through my eyeshadow drawers. That is the Nabla Cutie palette. This is the Coral Cutie. This one I talked about in that ranking mini palettes video I did at the beginning of the year. And this is another one with an amazing formula. These shimmery shades are so glittery and beautiful, and the mattes are so smooth and pigmented. This is another one of those mini palettes, and I think I don't reach for it because I'm definitely a bit limited. You know, there aren't a million looks I could do with this, and it's not a complete palette, which I don't have anything against that because I have so many palettes. I often combine them to get one look, you know, so yeah. This is pretty sad. I completely forgot I even had this. This is the only thing by Nabla I even own. And again, the quality is there on this, and I think I'm just sadly neglecting it. But I mean, I think also like the colors themselves, they do go together. But for example, if I was going to use a red metallic, I wouldn't use it with a pink in the crease. You know, I would use a dark brown, but I'd want, you know, like a lighter brown or a matte red, something else to go with it, which again, I have no problem combining palettes, but something about these mini ones I'm just not reaching for, and I've realized I need to stop buying mini palettes and monochromatic palettes because I don't know, for some reason my mind is just not attracted to them. Okay, 2 left. And this is the Colorpop Mint to Be, and this is another monochromatic one. This one is beautiful, and I did review this one when this came out. The quality is gorgeous, and these colors are absolutely fantastic, but you have to be in the mood for a minty look to use this palette because you literally can't get any other type of look. I mean, even these matte, you know, greenish blue shades, they're all pretty minty blue. I mean, this is like a true monochromatic palette. Therefore, you're very limited with what you can do with it, which again is why I don't really reach for this. I do also have the Lilac You A Lot one, and I have to say I do use that one more often, but that is because I tend to reach for purple eyeshadow more than minty blue and green eyeshadow, you know, so that is unfortunate. You know, I really do love the Colorpop formula, and these are only $12, but yeah, I really need to be careful with the whole monochromatic palette thing. I think I need to be done with that for sure. Last up is actually a really good palette. This is a newer one, and I did get this in Boxycharm a couple months ago. This is the Zoeva Cocoa Blend, and the crazy thing about getting this in Boxycharm is that I actually have been wanting to buy this exact palette for multiple years, and then I finally got it, and I've only used it a handful of times. Again, this one is very nice quality. When I have used it, I've loved it. The mattes blend very easily. The shimmers are shimmery. They're not super foiled and metallic, but you know, they are good for everyday type of looks. And yeah, this is really sad. So I think this one I definitely need to reach for because this is the type of palette that I do use very regularly. You know, this one kind of doesn't fall into any of the same categories as these other ones. I think this is just one that I've kind of forgotten that I have, sadly. Alrighty, that is it for this video. I actually do really enjoy all 10 of these palettes, but I think for sure I need to stop buying mini palettes and I need to stop buying monochromatic palettes because clearly I don't reach for those. Some of these I just truly love but have almost forgotten that I own, which again is very sad, but I do have a large eyeshadow collection. Therefore, you know, I should probably not buy eyeshadow for a while. Yeah, that is it for this video. If there are certain products you don't reach for, please let us know what they are and why. I am very curious. You know, I am glad that I did kind of think about why I'm not using these products so that hopefully I don't keep buying similar ones in the future. That is it, and thank you so much for watching.